Hey, thank you so much for joining me. Today we are discussing, let's see, um, are the different stages of growth. Hi, welcome to this live. I'm Gabriela, revolutionary strategist and designer for Rebel Brands. In this video, I'll be going over the different stages of business growth and offering tips and resources that can help you navigate each stage. And that's from DIY branding to generating hopefully over 6 figures in income. Usually, that's around the stage where a lot of entrepreneurs start hiring their first staff. So that's kind of like that milestone. But it's important to understand the different phases that you may experience as you work towards achieving your change making goals. So be sure to drop any questions in the in the comments. But let's go ahead and get started. Let me just move stuff around here. And I am going to do a quick story real quick on here. So give me a second. It's going to take a moment for the smile to come through on there. I guess I should have done a picture. Okay. All right. Once I have this posted, I'll get right into it. So just bear with me here. I don't think there's anyone on yet, so that's okay. I'm just kind of talking to myself. Let's see here. And adding it to. Oh, not. Oh. Evolution of a successful business. So we're talking evolution. All right. So that's done. Volume off. I do have to do this weird thing with my glasses though, and put them up here, 'cause if not, I'll, like, put them over the they will start, hurting my ears if I don't put it, like, my glasses, like, over the ear part. Alright, okay, so, if you are catching the replay, I just wanna say thank you so much for joining me, and, again, just a little reminder, we are talking the different stages of business growth and offering tips and resources to help you navigate each stage, and that's gonna be, from, like, DIYing it all to hiring freelancers, to then hiring your staff. So those are gonna be the 3 stages that we talk about today. Alright, so number 1 is the DIY business owners. So in the early stages of business, many business owners handle, like, all aspects of their business themselves. So that includes things like accounting, marketing, analytics, and so much more. So while that is usually a very time-consuming, challenging, late night kind of phase, t to handle everything yourself, it's often, like, a super necessary part of a business in the beginning stages, especially because a lot of entrepreneurs face, like a limited flow of, like, resources, so not everyone has, like, a ton of money to go through and open up their business. In fact, that's usually a big, motivator is to kind of step away from the typical 9 to 5 and then go into doing, doing business on your own, so you can do that. So, alright, and then so a couple tips there. I strongly recommend like learning what your strengths and weaknesses are at this phase in business, because it'll help you recognize a couple things. So one, like what to outsource first. Like maybe there are certain aspects of your business that are your weakest point that are affecting your income. So once you have enough money saved up, that's going to be like one of the first things that you outsource. Or um, maybe it's like this weaker part that you're okay with handling on your own for now, and you just want to, hire someone to come in and give you some advice on handling those things, so that's where it's really important for you to assess, like, your strengths and weaknesses, maybe, like, even rate them. Like, "Okay, this is a weakness, between 1 to 5." So, like, it's not that much of a weakness, being number 1, number 5 being like, "Okay, yeah, I should hire this out immediately, once I get the money." So, just kind of rating, going through that, and, assessing yourself, and that's also gonna become very important, like, later in the stages of your business. Alright, and then, um, 2 is learning how to supplement your business. Excuse me, I almost yawned. Number 2 is learning how to supplement your business through low-cost resources. So, for example, like when I first started my business, I really had no idea what I was doing online. So, wanting to run a successful business, I needed help with social media, because, of course, running an online business, that's a big part of it. And I hired someone to help me come up with a good strategy. And for everything else, like learning UX design, learning how to use Illustrator, learning how to do Adobe, all that kind of stuff, I looked for free and low cost resources um, to help me. So, like, YouTube was something that I really relied on in the beginning, but also, like, for you, that might be learning the right tools to help you maximize your time are also really important. So, Google Workspace. For me, that's something that really helps me keep myself organized, and then also like provides that professional email that quite a few business owners kind of look for. Like they kind of look for, you know, personalized at whatever your business name is.com, right? Because they want to know that they're working with someone that kind of has their stuff together. And so that's like a big sign, right? And then picking the right social channels to help you achieve your goals. So that's again where your strengths and weaknesses, assessing those come in. For instance, for me, like yeah, I have a LinkedIn and I post on there sometimes, but I don't think that maybe where I am right now in my business, I think that's an area that I need to be devoting a ton of time to. So right now, I am mostly devoting my time to, of course, YouTube, Instagram, and then like third on the priority list is TikTok. But I'm really not spending like a ton of time on there either. But yeah, so just picking the right channels to help you achieve your goals, but also like keep in mind where your audience is. Like I feel comfortable that there's enough of my audience in those three social channels that I don't feel the need to really go anywhere else. And then I'm posting like my resources and stuff like that on Pinterest, but because that has like longer shelf life and just kind of messing around with that. So that's kind of like an experimentation thing for me. But that's where I am right now. When I first started, it was literally just Instagram because I felt that's where I could reach the most people that were in the niche that I wanted to target, but without without like feeling so overwhelmed, because I did try doing it all and I just couldn't. And that's okay. So just start with one and then work your way out to the other ones. And 2 years later, that's where I am right now, is those 3 to 4 social channels. All right. So just a quick reminder, if you have any questions about moving your way through this phase in your business, or anything, or the other phases, anything, please drop them in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. All right, so now let's get into the next stage of business. So, hiring contractors or freelancers. So, as your business grows, it's very likely that I'm so sorry. Today is a rough one. Let me drink some. All right, didn't want you hearing me do all that, so I muted my mic there for a second. Okay. So hiring contractors or freelancers, that's going to be like the next stage in your business. So as your business grows, your workload becomes typically more overwhelming. Like you get to this point, like, okay, I've got clients, I'm selling products, I'm doing XYZ, but I don't have the time, right? Like you're losing sleep now, you're not taking care of yourself, you're feeling really stressed out about the time that it's taking to do all these things. Those are all signs that you should consider hiring contractors or freelancers to help you handle certain tasks in your business. So, this can include things like graphic design, content creation, social media management, maybe helping you ship products, coming in once a week, helping you ship products, um, package them up and stuff like that, or bringing in outside help, um, or should I say, bringing in outside help can help you like free up time for you, so you can focus on more important aspects of the business. Maybe that's sales, maybe that's customer service, maybe that's putting your face out there more on social media. Um, that way, let's say you hire a social media manager and you don't have to take the time to like cross post everything anymore or come up with all the captions. You just record the content, send it to the social media manager, and boom, they handle everything else for you, right? Or maybe it's a VA and they handle a lot of like the admin tasks for you. That's also another great one. I feel like that's typically the first step for a lot of business owners when they hire their first like consistent contractor and freelancer. um, is that's what they plan to do, is like hire a VA first, right? So like the clients that I've talked to and stuff like that, that's usually the first thing that they say, that okay, well, I kind of want to hire a VA first before, you know um, they start hiring staff or whatever, because they need help taking certain tasks off their plate. So just something to consider. That doesn't necessarily have to be your first step, but that is a common first step. But so yeah, and then that's why it's important to also assess like your strengths and weaknesses during the DIY phase, because like I said, y- your first step does not need to be hiring a VA. Maybe you're not so good at the whole content creation part, right? Like you need help recording videos, you need help doing all that, then that's where you can go out and hire someone. Or maybe like you're good with the videos but you don't know how to like put them all together, or like the editing part of things, or maybe like your graphics um, could look more refined. So that's where you would hire like a contractor, freelancer, graphic designer that can come in and handle some of that stuff for you. So you're like, okay, this is my content for the month. This is what I have. Can you please make it all look nice, right? So they don't handle any of the caption writing because maybe that's something that you do feel very comfortable in and that you are already seeing great growth with that, but you just need help with like the design side of stuff. So again, those are a few things to keep in mind. All right, and then when you start growing at this phase, it's also important to prepare your business for like easy task tracking and like keeping everything kind of more organized. So it's easier for you to bring in people, right? So getting your systems in check, getting, start creating like some canned emails, some canned responses on like on social media, all that kind of stuff. So I 10 out of 10 recommend a CRM for this. I personally use ClickUp because it works really well with Google Workspace. I can like create all the tasks, all the workflows, all that kind of stuff and ClickUp and have all like the docs that I have on Google Workspace just linked in there. Very easy to use. And then I can keep all my comments like super organized in there. I truly enjoy it. But now if you are new to CRMs and you've never used them before, it can be a lot and it can be really overwhelming. So I am going to come out with a video later this month to kind of help you get started with a CRM in a way that's not too overwhelming for you. And then additionally, like getting clear on your brand strategy is going to help your new team like understand how to best market your business and interact with your customers and more. So it's going to also help them understand like if you do hire someone to come in and help you package your products like every like once a week or whatever, it's going to help them understand the importance of putting in that personalized note, putting in XYZ or how you do certain things. If you have a clear understanding of like your brand identity, which is way more than just your like the look of your brand. It's your voice, your customer interaction goals, and all that kind of stuff. So getting super clear on that is going to help when you bring on people, like just having a day where you kind of go over all that with them, like, okay, this is why I do this, this is the goal here, this is this, does this resonate with you? So just kind of doing that as well before you even hire someone is going to be really helpful to make sure that you bring on team members that align with you and your business and your goals and everything in between. So yes, and oh yeah, brand strategy is also really good for knowing what areas of your business like you should focus on growing and hiring for. So let's say you do have some freelancers coming in already and you're like, okay, I feel like I'm in a better place, but now I was kind of hiring in like a reactive kind of way, right? Like, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling all this, I need to hire someone to help me, right? But now you're like, okay, I have room to breathe. Now it's time for me to hire strategically, to grow strategically. So you have those set, what that means is like you have those set goals and you're like, okay, I have these things that I'm going for. Now um now how do I hire in a way that helps me achieve those goals? So that's what that means to hire strategically. So the brand strategy really comes in handy there, right? Because you're like, okay, you get clear on your goals, you get clear on the path you want to take, you get clear on the areas of your business that need improvement, and that's what you hire for, right? So definitely recommend also taking time to learn about your biases and potentially like hiring someone to help you through maybe some like decolonization or some anti-racism work. And this is to help ensure like you grow a diverse business with top talent that feels valued and cared for. And I'll go into that more again later this month, but that's going to be a really important part of your business as well. All right, next stage. So this is when you start hiring like an in-house team. You start hiring staff to take over some of these tasks for you. So, as your business continues to grow and generate more income, you may decide to bring on a full-time team to handle various aspects of your business. So, this may include hiring employees to handle things like marketing, sales, customer service, and other functions. But building a team can help like your business run more efficiently and allows you to um, delegate tasks more confidently. I know there's sometimes like this disconnect with like freelancers and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some amazing freelancers out there, and I still do a lot of freelance work and stuff like that too. So I know there's like good freelancers out there, right? But there's just a little it's just a little different when you have like staff that you see every day, that or you talk to every day, and there's just like more of that like open communication, because they are working for you, 30, 40 hours a week, whatever the case may be that you're hiring them for. So it allows you like that bit more of confidence that you do know, like, okay, wow, this person's been working with me every day. This is their job. Um, I feel like they hiring in house definitely allows you to take that next step to really understanding your business and really growing and planning strategically. So prior to hiring your new team, I definitely recommend going through like a rebrand, just so when you do hire on those team members, you one attract those highly skilled team members, right? You want someone that's really going to know what they're doing, especially in the beginning, because those people that are more knowledgeable are going to help you set the foundations for really that exponential growth, right? So two, it's going to help bring in those next level clients. So when you start hiring team members and staff, then it's likely that you are going to look to clients that are a little higher paying, or maybe can afford more of your products or some of your more expensive products. And that's because you now need to have consistent income to afford paying your staff regularly, right? Now, ideally, here's a bonus tip real quick though. Just make sure that you do have some money saved up just in case, like, like we saw recent uh global events and stuff like that, that we never know what's really going to happen. So it's always good to have, that 6 month to a year buffer for your business and having your expenses saved up for that much too. All right. And then the third tip would be creating a revolutionary client experience. So a rebrand is going to help you do that. A brand strategist helps you really go through like your current client experience, what needs to be kind of reworked or maybe scrapped and redone altogether. And that's where having that rebrand is really going to help you take your business to that next level when you're ready to start hiring staff, right? At this stage, like, you really need to also start learning how to let go of the reins of certain aspects of your business and rely on those experts that you're hiring. So a lot of us have worked 9 to 5 jobs. Like, obviously not everyone has, but a lot of people have. And it's kind of important to remember how you felt like when you were super knowledgeable in something, or you brought something to your employer's attention and they're just like, they kind of like blew you off, right? And then it turns out that you were correct and all that kind of stuff. So kind of keep that in mind. Like, is that how you want your employees to feel? Probably not. So this is why it's important to let go of some of the reins and really rely on your experts. Also, making emotional decisions should be nearly like non-existent at this stage. It should really be data-driven decisions based on feedback and information that your team gathers for you. So that, again, really pushing forward that strategic planning, that strategic growth. Um, and that's also why it's important to have that rebrand, because a good brand strategist is also going to help like point out some of this stuff for you. Okay, so just keep all that in mind as you grow your business. And even if you're not like, even if you are, let's say, in the DIY stage, it's always good to kind of keep some of this stuff in mind for when you're at the next stage. You're not like, what do I do? Like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what the next step is going to be for my business. Okay, well, just kind of think back to some of these things, right? Um, Come back and watch this video and kind of look through some of the stuff. And these are more like the foundational parts of growing to that next level, because in order for you to truly grow your business, grow your brand, you need to set the foundations, right? And and that's what this is all about here at the Guilt Free Agency. It's not, I don't want to overwhelm you. I don't want you to feel like you're being judged. I don't want you to feel like guilty because you don't know what the next step is. Like, that's not what we're about, right? We're all about helping you feel confident in your next moves in a judgment-free way that makes you feel happy to be in business and excited for the next stages in your business, right? So why this video is not about overwhelming you. It's all about giving you those foundations for that next step DIYing to hiring your freelancers, hiring your freelancers to hiring your staff. Okay, you've got your staff. Now here's what you do to take it to the next level from there, right? Okay. So before I wrap up, just a reminder that even if you are catching the replay, please be sure to drop your questions in the comments. And then again, just to recap the journey from in this video, we just talked about the journey from DIYing to hiring your first freelancers to hiring your first staff. And while the journey from like DIYing everything in your business to then generating enough income to hire your first staff can be really challenging, but it's also like super rewarding. Okay, so understanding the different stages of business growth and having access to the right resources can help you make way more informed decisions and achieve your goals. So I really appreciate the time that you have taken to watch this. I'm looking forward to helping you whatever stage your business is, whatever stage your business is in. So I I do have some ways that the Guild Free Agency can support you in the comments, or in the captions. Excuse me. But I'll link the way that we can work together if you're interested. No pressure. Feel free to just keep hanging out and checking out these free resources if that's where you are right now. But I do also have my services linked below. And most importantly, please hit that like and subscribe buttons because I'll be sharing more on how you can build that rebel brand of yours. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next week.